Hi, I'm Chris. Lamentations 3, verses 22 and 23 say, "The Lord's loving kindnesses indeed never cease. His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness." We run the risk of conveying erroneous information to others and reinforcing it within ourselves if we make or draw conclusions while we are in the midst of turmoil. That's really illustrated well if we contrast the verses that we just cited with the first two chapters of Lamentations, especially chapter 2, verses 17 and 21. Bear in mind, if you look at those verses, the words pity and mercy are interchangeable. But when we are in turmoil, and nobody enjoys difficulties, but when unbridled chaos enters our life, it just doesn't feel like the life we were promised, but we yet live in a fallen world. So bear in mind that no matter how horrific the circumstances may be, they could have always been worse. So we thank the Lord for his mercy. I appreciate the New American Standard Bible before 1995 in that it included loving kindnesses. And loving kindnesses, if you go back to the Hebrew root, and that Hebrew word occurs about 250 times, it depicts gracious love. And gracious love encompasses grace, love, mercy, truth, goodness, forgiveness, and the faithfulness of God. When we talk about the faithfulness of God, we can simplify it and say, we can count on him to always do right because he cannot do wrong. We get a fresh start every day because he so chooses. We can't blow that. Now, I'll paraphrase it. My pastor, Gordon Banks, on yesterday uh, put it this way. He said that our Heavenly Father is not in the habit of paying back his children for the things that they've done wrong. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't things in our life that we'd rather not be there. But we make choices and set things in motion, and things come into our lives that we may not want. But even then, the Lord's mercy rushes into our lives like a mighty river. He doesn't leave our lives to chance. We're not in this walk alone. Now, there was a phrase that I heard some time ago, and it caused me quite a bit of meditation and ponderance, but it wasn't axiomatic, so I kind of let it go. But here in the last 3 or 4 years, it has become so ubiquitous that even people outside the Lord's body will say, you know, what you're going through, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. In other words, the Lord is allowing it to sift through his loving hands and into our lives to cause us to grow and to learn. The unfortunate truth is that growth is not always void of pain. But we have to trust the process because the process begins in love and ideally will produce love in our lives. The way that we do that, the way that we get that end result of love is to accept the process, to cooperate in the process, and abide in He who began the process. That is for your consideration. Grace and peace.